Every kingdom tells a story. Some are built on hope, others are built on fear. And anyone who resists disappears. Villagers enslaved, and a hero is needed.
From this day forward, there will be no more chaos in this land. No more weak leaders. No more divided villages pretending they can survive on their own. I've taken this castle not out of cruelty, but necessity. Order requires strength. Strength requires sacrifice. You call it conquest? I call it correction. This world has been wandering without direction, and now it has a king.
He thinks this world belongs to him, and he is wrong. If no one else will stand up to him, I will. These walls give the illusion of protection, the illusion of safety. But in reality, everyone has a weakness. Everything has a flaw. I entered the castle thinking it would have some guards, but I was dead wrong. There were too many. Archers, knights, and I was alone. I fought, steel against steel, arrow after arrow, and I did not fall. Send them all! I yelled. The fighting seemed endless, but they were losing numbers rapidly until only one had remained. When the last body hit the ground, the air changed. And then, he stepped forward. I had heard rumors of his mastery, but he took me by surprise as he lunged onto me. But I had a weapon he had never seen before, and that's when I hit him. That was the turning point of the fight, and after some more hits, he too was defeated. Nothing is stopping me from taking down the evil king. After finally killing everyone, I freed the imprisoned villagers. Some were very grateful and started running. Others, let's just say, some villagers are not what they appear to be. After snooping around for a while, I noticed that the next area was hidden behind a massive stone wall that I could not pass through. So I was forced to go down the mine. Or maybe not. The sign said it was a laboratory. The research I did before entering here was now useless, since I had no idea this was a lab and not a mine. But nevertheless, this was the only way to keep going, and so I entered. Hidden behind the iron gate shocked me down to my core. It was really a laboratory. I looked around, and what I saw was... They seemed to run human trials. I found a note that said, they told me I was chosen to help the kingdom. At first, I believed them. The people here were lab coats and speak like everything they do is necessary, like the pain is part of some greater plan. The experiments have lasted many days now. I don't know how many. Sometimes the potions make my hands shake. Sometimes I cannot sleep due to these thoughts. They write things down every time I react, but they never tell me what they are trying to do. I keep telling myself that when this is finished, they will let me go home. They must. No one would do all of this for no reason. Right? If I do not return, please take care of the small wheat field behind my house. It is not large, but it grows well in the spring. And please make sure my brother remembers to repair the fence before the animals wander again. He always forgets. I still believe this will end soon. They said tomorrow the trials will be complete. I hope the next time I see the sky, it will be outside the castle walls. Absolute insanity. There was also a suspicious lever and a very dark corridor, so I turned on the lever to see what it does. Oh! The only logical explanation behind that is that somebody knew they would search the lab, so they put this as defense mechanisms. Evil bastards. I followed the corridor that led me to a gravel path, and then there I was. Stage 2. This place had a weird feeling to it, like I was constantly being watched.
To those whispering rebellion in dark corners, understand this. I do not fear resistance. I welcome it. Every soul who dares stand against this crown will serve as an example, not of bravery, but of consequence. My walls are high, my armies are endless, and my mercy is non-existent. Oppose me, and the lava below this castle will remember your name long after the world forgets it.
Phew. At this point, nothing was standing between me and him. Or so I thought. There was a guard sitting in the pond. Maybe he didn't have evil intentions. Maybe he was put there by the king. Or maybe not. I could not afford any risks. I tried to enter the boat, but there was a turtle inside. Obviously, I didn't want to kill her to steal the boat, so I calmly explained the urgency and she kindly let me borrow it. But the enemies wouldn't be so easy to convince. After defeating the enemies, I once again freed all the enslaved villagers and made my way to the castle. I was greeted by a mage.
You've made it further than anyone expected, but the path ahead is guarded by something even the king fears. For obvious reasons, the front gates are locked, but I do know where the key is hidden. You see, the king gave the key to his most trusted warrior, the underworld knight.
Didn't make it all the way here to give up? Bring it on.
Whoa! What? How? If you defeated the strongest warrior of the kingdom, then your path to the throne is a sure thing. Go on, hero!
Sure, I guess. Don't really believe in magic, so I headed for the castle. But I wasn't alone. The castle was filled with enemies, so I had to slay them. Alright, the chests were filled with food, so I'm guessing this floor is used as a storage room, except these weird stairs I had to explore. Inside, I found out that this basement is actually a prison. Probably for the villagers. I searched the cells and found some notes. Before the nightmare, I used to be a village messenger, traveling between kingdoms to deliver letters and news. One night though, I discovered a secret order from the castle, a command to imprison entire villages. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I didn't do something. I tried to warn everyone, but the guards caught me before I could. Now, the only message I carry is the number written on my prison cell. I found another note. I used to live in the valley outside the castle. Every morning I would wake up before sunrise to harvest wheat to feed my family and the village. When the king's army arrived, they burned down the farms and took everyone who refused to pay the royal tax. I knew they wouldn't spare me, so I only begged for my family to not be taken. But they didn't listen. They took my wife, my child, and burned down every single animal in my barn. If these are people, then they have no sympathy. And lastly, something that I deeply regret is that I helped build the outer walls of the very castle that now holds me a prisoner. The king promised protection and gold to everyone who worked on the castle, but once construction was finished, the workers who knew the castle's secrets were quietly taken away, and none of them were ever seen again. I know every tunnel inside these walls. I truly hope one day someone will set me free, so I can help take down the nightmare hiding inside these walls. These greedy bastards don't care about anyone. I then made my way to the guard room where I saw something weird. A villager. But my curiosity got the best of me and I flicked the lever. And there he went, falling to his doom. Oops. The guard had left a note behind too. When they first gave me the order, I thought it was a test. Take them to the trapdoor, they said. One by one. They were just villagers, farmers, builders. Some of them wouldn't even look at me. They just kept asking why. The first one screamed. I can still hear it. The way the sound echoed off the stone as he fell. After that, it became easier. Not because it hurt less, but because I stopped letting myself think. I told myself I had no choice, that if I refused, I would be next. But the truth is, fear doesn't excuse what we have become. At this point, the anger inside me started to boil. So many innocent lives lost over the greed of some people. I walked up the stairs and the rich were partying, celebrating, feasting, enjoying the riches from all the village enslavement. I knew I had to punish them. But how could I? After all, they were people too. I had to go to the one responsible, the king of all the villagers and the ruler of this castle prison, the king. It's over! Your walls fell. Your warriors failed. Your traps did not stop me. I have seen your prisons. I have seen your laboratory. I have seen what you call order. You built this castle on fear, and today it collapses.
Impressive, truly. Most intruders die at the gates. A few make it to the forest. None have ever stood where you stand. You are either very skilled or very foolish.
I didn't come for your approval.
No, you came for my crown. But strength is not proven by breaking doors. It is proven by surviving what lies behind them. If you believe you deserve to challenge me, then prove it. You will face my strongest warrior, me, in the city's Colosseum, where we will battle 1 versus 1, and the winner will be crowned king! Do you have what it takes? Bring it on!
They took my wife, my child, and burned down every single animal in my barn. That if I refused, I would be next. But the truth is, fear doesn't excuse what we have become. And the rich were partying, celebrating, feasting, enjoying the riches from all the village enslavement. You didn't build order, you built obedience. Villages don't need a ruler who hides behind walls. They need protection. They need fairness. This castle won't fall into chaos. It will fall into change. The prisons will open, the experiments will end, and the taxes will stop. And the throne? The throne will never belong to someone who rules through fear again. A kingdom built on fear burns fast. A kingdom built on trust lasts forever.